One of the best things the Dollar Tree carries in their crafting section are their variety of wood beads. From strands of them to loose beads and even wreaths, there are just so many different things you can do with these awesome finds. And I have about 17 ideas to share with you today. Hi everyone, my name is Shannon from TheDailyDIYer.com. Welcome. Let's jump into the first wood bead hack. So not only are we going to need some wood beads for this, we're also going to need some bamboo hoops, also known as embroidery hoops. If you can't find these at Dollar Tree, head to the craft store or Amazon. I'll link some down below for you. We're going to be using this 8-inch size hoop here and also some 1-inch wood beads. We're just simply going to take some hot glue and start gluing them side by side. So the thing we're wanting to pay attention to here is that we have the holes on the top and the bottom, and we're not connecting the holes on the sides. We're actually going to be making a really cute hanging vase slash planter, I guess, or just floral display. So we want to have those holes to be able to insert our flowers into. You want to glue enough beads end to end that they are going to fit on the inside diameter of your hoop. So if your hoop is just a little bit too big, just tap on the sides to kind of pull the sides in. You want those beads to be kind of snug in there. Now we're going to take some hot glue and attach both ends of these beads to the inside of the hoop. If you're new here and you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I bring you all kinds of great affordable DIYs like the video that you're watching now. So now that our hoop is looking pretty good, we're going to reinforce those beads even more with a little bit more hot glue on the front and back side of the hoop. Now I mentioned that this is going to be a floral display, so grab out some faux florals. We're just going to trim off them so they're a little bit short because we're going to be inserting them into those wood beads. So I am using some Dollar Tree florals here, just kind of poking them down and spacing them out. I'm using 3 of these kind of springy pink flowers, and then in the center of each one of those, I'm just adding some greenery to break it up. It also would be beautiful if you use some dried florals. That would give you a really pretty boho look too. Next, we're going to come in with some pliers and just trim the bottoms off. We don't want them hanging off the bottom of the hoop, and it just gives it more of a nice clean look. So now you could just put this right onto a nail on your wall to display if you want, or you can hang it. And to do that, it's really, really simple. You just take some jute, put the tails together at the other end where they make a loop, put it underneath your hoop, pull the loop up through the front, and then insert the tails into that loop, and that's going to secure the jute to the top of this hoop so you can now hang it. So this would be very, very pretty hanging in a window, so you can kind of display your flowers and give it a little bit of sunlight, or you can hang it on a wall, on a front door, wherever you need a little splash of some florals. So if you can't find the bags of beads, just look for these strings of beads at Dollar Tree. You can cut those apart and use those the same way. We're going to take one of these wood rounds. You can get a set of 4 of them at Hobby Lobby for only $3.99, so they come to about $1 each. And then you're going to need 4 wood beads. We're going to take our hot glue, add a little bit of it to the end where there is a hole, and we're going to put one at the top, bottom, and both sides of the bottom of this wood round. And we're basically just making a really simple mini riser. This is not a new idea. I've made these for years, but I wanted one in this really pretty purple color. I just got these new spray paints. They come in so many fun different colors. I will link them down below for you. This is a really pretty purple color. As you can see, my nails in my shirt, I'm kind of obsessed with this purple color. This one is in the color Crocus. So again, I will link these down in the description box below for you. I did 2 coats of spray paint on both sides of this little mini tray, and then once it was done, brought it inside of my craft room because I just did an update on my crafting space and the colors in there, which I will be releasing here very soon. So if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you do. Turn on the bell so you get a notification whenever I do an update of the crafting space. But here's a little sneak peek for you. But look how cute my little coffee mug, my crafting coffee mug, looks sitting on this new raised tray. You can do these in so many different colors to get creative and personalize yours. I am so ready to get in the swing of things for springtime, so let's do some little bunnies with these wood beads. So these are 1-inch wood beads. We're going to take 2 of them and hot glue them together end to end where those hole openings are. Then you're going to need some pipe cleaners. So depending on the color of the bunny that you want to make, you're going to use that and then just make 2 little ears and twist the bottom together. So just 2 loops, and then take the excess at the bottom, twist them together so they look like this. We're going to cut the excess off, but save it. We're going to use that here in just a second. Add some hot glue to one end of the bead and insert the pipe cleaner to the top to give our bunny some ears. Now this little guy does need some feet, so we're going to do the exact same thing, making 2 loops and then twisting the ends together so they stay, but this time we're going to make them a little bit smaller. And then we're going to add some hot glue and just sit our bead right on top of the feet so he will stand up. Oh my goodness, is this not the cutest thing? And you can get even more creative here and add some embellishments if you want. Like I added some little bows to their necks here. You could add a face if you want. You could add a little pom-pom bunny tail to the backside if you wanted as well. Get creative, make as many as you want. These go really, really quickly, but they are just darling, aren't they? If you love them too, give this video a thumbs up. Next, I have a really quick and easy home hack using these wood beads from Dollar Tree. They come in a loop and they also have a tassel attached onto them, and they make the perfect little curtain tiebacks. So all you have to do is take your little tasseled wood beads, gather up your curtain, and then just roll the beads right up to the center of your curtain. Kind of fluff the curtain on the sides so that way your beads will stay on there. You could even add maybe like a safety pin to the back side so it doesn't slide back down and it'll hold it up for you. But this is such a quick, easy way to elevate your space on a budget. So I will say the tassels on these are a little bit wonky, so maybe a little bit of steam added to that would fix it, or you can also trade it out and make your own tassel too. You can also make your own keychains that are so cute with some wood beads. I found these wood beads on Amazon, but you could take the Dollar Tree beads and paint them if you want to take the time to do that, and then you can get a little bit more custom and personalized with them. But I always like to skip steps and save time if I can. So these are from a few years ago, might as well use what I have on hand. So grabbing out some of these pastel colors, I'm just into the pastels right now, and we're going to put them onto this really pretty white and pink twine. I also had some of these little mini tassels from Amazon. I will link all of this down below for you. And then we are going to just string that all onto our twine. I did take a yarn needle and fed the twine back up the beads so that way they would all stay together and become one piece. We're going to cut that off and then attach it onto a keychain. Again, I found these on Amazon. I kind of wish I would have had silver ones as it would have matched the silver on the tassels, but you kind of use what you have, right? So I've just tied it on there really tight as I can and then took some super glue to reinforce that knot. Then I cut off the long tail of the twine. We're just going to insert as much of that into the top bead as we can to kind of hide it and reinforce that even more with some super glue. This is another really fun project that makes really cute gift ideas too. And you can of course get personalized with these and add whatever color beads and tassels you want, or even add a little name tag off to the side too. Totally up to you, but I love the way these turned out. Next up are these wood bead wreaths at Dollar Tree. If you see these, grab these. You're not going to find them cheaper anywhere else, and they are just easier than having to make them yourself. Worth $1.25. So we're going to use one of those. We're going to need 4 of the wood dice blocks from Dollar Tree and also a wood plaque, which is also from Hobby Lobby, and I'll link it down below for you. Those are super cheap too, just like the round ones that I showed you previously in this video. So we're going to take that wreath and we're going to flatten out the bottom as it's going to go underneath this plaque. We're going to use those dice blocks and hot glue them to the bottom side on each one of the corners. It's going to raise this up for us. So I'm sure you're wondering, what in the world are we making? We're making a really beautiful centerpiece. So we're gonna flip our tray upside down and we're gonna insert the wreath to the bottom side so it becomes a nice little focal point for the centerpiece. Take some hot glue, run a couple lines to the bottom between those blocks, and then add the flattened wreath down into that hot glue and hold it in place until it sets up. Now we don't want our wreath twisting around, so we're coming in between each one of those wood beads individually and adding more hot glue to really reinforce them. Let that set up. I actually have a little tip here. If you put it on the corner of a table, it will dry for you without you having to hold it or set up a weird rig. Mine was still a little bit twisty, so I'm adding some hot glue to the inside where those beads start coming up onto the square. So once that sets up, then we can start decorating it. So we're gonna add some of these florals from Dollar Tree to the top. I wanted to keep this really, really simple and plain, so you can get as fancy as you want here. I'm just adding 2 of these little orchids to the top and then just hot glue them back to back so that they would kind of cover up the centers. Added one of Dollar Tree's LED candles to it, and we have a gorgeous, very, very affordable centerpiece that would be so pretty in your home, or great for a bridal shower, baby shower, or parties that you might have. Let's do another project with these wood bead wreaths. So we're gonna take that along with one of these round faux signs. They're not wood, I think they're like MDF, and we're gonna flip the sign over to the back side and cut off the jute. Now this is from summertime, but keep your eye out because usually they have them year round for the different holidays and seasons. We're then gonna take some spackling, which you can also find at Dollar Tree, and put it into the hole to cover that up. Let that dry, and then we're going to paint. So I wanted the base of this to have a faux wood look, so we're going to use this paint, which is my favorite. It is called Traditional Burnt Umber by Americana. I'll link it down below for you. We're going to come in with a foam paintbrush and kind of give this a faux wood look by just brushing our paintbrush back and forth in different layers. And as you can see, if you get a little bit darker, you're going to get the darker tones, and then leave some of the base of your sign showing through too. It'll give you some nice texture. Next, we're going to use these half wood beads. I did find these on Amazon too. I will link them for you in the description box. We're going to use those as little feet on the bottom of this tray, using 4 of them to hot glue evenly spaced out. If you wanted to, you could use full beads for this too if you wanted more height. Now in comes our beaded wreath. We're going to use that to decorate the top of this and give it a nice pretty look. So we're going to kind of center it where we want it, flip one of the beads over, add a little bit of hot glue, and then put it down onto the front of this tray, and just do that in a few places around the wreath. We're also going to add some handles to this tray, and if you're lucky enough, you can find these gold ones at Dollar Tree. If not, you can also find them at the hardware store and places like that, home stores that have hardware. Just pick your favorite. I'm marking where I need to drill some holes in this. If you wanted to, you could hot glue them right down and skip this part altogether, which would be super easy, but I like to reuse my handles for different projects, so I always make sure to kind of screw them in. So I'm just using a drill here to drill some holes, and then we're going to tighten those screws onto the handles to keep them in place. So only 4 supplies here needed to make this really pretty tray. I added a fancy little candle that I had. So fancy. It's from Target. It's nothing that fancy, but I love the glass and the way the light kind of bounces off the ripples in the glass. But anyway, it just kind of elevated it, made it look fancy. Very, very pretty, very on trend, and just super cute. Who would have known this is made from Dollar Tree supplies? Another tip is to add a string of beads and layer it up on your mantle for whatever holiday season or celebration you're decorating for. So I love this look. I have the rag banner with the wood hearts, and then also that added layer with the wood beads, and it just brings the whole look together. Can you tell I love these wood bead wreaths? So much so, we're going to use another one for this next project. So this one, we're actually going to bend it into a heart shape. This is such a quick and easy project. So if you can find these year round, grab them because you can kind of manipulate them and use them in different ways, just like I'm showing you here. So we're going to turn this one into a heart. We have made a point at the bottom and then grab the top to bring down into a similar point shape as the bottom and just round it out the sides. And as you can see, we have a beautiful heart now. You can leave it like this, you can decorate it up, you can put it on a stand, whatever you want to do. I'm still going to keep this very, very simple. And all we're going to do is add a bow to this wreath. So this is some really pretty gingham pink ribbon. We're just going to simply take 2 loops, tie them in a knot in the middle. Make sure we make the tails look really nice before we tighten that knot in the center, kind of twist it, trim off the ends. We're actually going to leave these tails a little bit long in this case. And all we have to do is add a little bit of hot glue to one of the beads and add our bow to it. How easy and simple was that? We turned a regular round wreath into a really cute heart wreath, which would be perfect for Valentine's Day or really any time of year. I love that Dollar Tree has a variety of colors of wood beads. If you can catch them right, you're gonna grab whatever color works for you for this project, or just the plain ones, and you can paint them if you want. We are gonna also grab some tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. You're gonna need however many you have in your family. In this case, I just did a couple for Valentine's Day, but you can make a whole family out of these. So I made a shorter one and a taller one. I just used my handsaw and miter box to trim down the size of one of them, kept the other one the same size as it comes out of the box, and then painted them with some acrylic paint. Up to you though, you could leave them plain if you wanted to, or paint them whatever color works for you. We're gonna take a wood bead and we're gonna glue it right to the top of both of these tumbling tower blocks, and then we're also going to glue them together side by side. So here is our cute little couple, pretty simple and plain. We're gonna dress it up just a little bit with the help of some felt. And I'm just using some red here to cut out a really simple heart shape. Now we're just going to take some hot glue, add that onto the front, and then use some red and white twine to wrap it up. Again, this is totally up to you, how you want to design it, how you want to decorate it and paint it, and everything to make it match you, your spouse, your significant other, your family. I also have made this into a nativity in the past, which was really cute. So get creative with this idea and use up those wood beads. Now we're gonna make a Post-it note holder. I don't know about you, but I'm obsessed with Post-it notes. I'm a note taker and I forget a lot of things. So I need Post-it notes in my life, and these trays that are kind of tiered at Dollar Tree, we're gonna grab the smallest one they have. They are the perfect size for Post-it notes. Go figure, right? So we are going to dress this box up just a little bit. You could just use it plain if you wanted to, but we're gonna flip this over to the back side and we're gonna take off those stickers and the price tags, and we're gonna add some wood beads to the bottom. In this case, I'm using the half wood beads, but you could use full wood beads here if you'd like. I love these though. They are fun to decorate with. They're fun to add for little feet on the bottom of things, so I will link them down below for you because they're still super affordable. So once we have those feet in place, we're gonna start personalizing this. So this is just a piece of white cardstock. I'm gonna cut it down to size, add my name onto the front. You could label it with whatever you're gonna put on the inside of this little box, and then cut it down to size, write on the label, and insert it into that really handy label holder that's already on our box. And then you can decorate it up. I found these cute rub-ons at Dollar Tree. Look at that horse or unicorn. That is so pretty, isn't it? But it also had some of these really cute butterflies, and these are fun to just craft with in general, but they worked perfectly on this little box. You take a popsicle stick, rub your design on, and then just remove the paper, and it transfers your design. So fun, right? So keep your eye out for these at Dollar Tree because they're fun to craft with. So I just added 2 butterflies onto the front of mine. One extra little thing you can do or don't have to do, you can find these glass bottles at Dollar Tree. We're going to take the cork off the top, hot glue it to the inside corner of this box, put the little bottle into the hot glue so it stays, and now we have a pencil holder. I know, right? For our little Post-it note holder. So cute. Great for a teacher gift, great for your office, desk, crafting station, wherever you need to keep those notes, pens, scissors, whatever you need handy. Now we're gonna make a raised tray, this time with a smaller wood sign. You're also gonna need a candle holder. Depends on what style you're going for. I'm using this white one here. And we're also going to use a strand of these beads. So we are going to start with our wood sign. If you can find one without any words on it, that is helpful. There is my little honey. She was helping me that day. And we are going to attach that onto the candle holder and accent it with our beads. All right, so step one, we're gonna remove the hanger off of this. And of course, we always have those holes that Dollar Tree likes to leave for us. So thankfully, they also carry spackling. You've seen me do this a few times in this video already. Absolutely spackle those holes. It's going to give your end result project a much more finished look. So it's super easy to do. Just push down into the holes, let it dry. You can also kind of wipe some of it off before it dries, and then you won't have to sand it. So now that we have our base prepped, we're going to take those strings of beads and we are going to add a knot into here, so that way all the beads are tight next to each other as they're going to go all the way around the outer perimeter of our sign. So we're using some hot glue to attach these, just doing a little at a time, adding hot glue and then placing the beads into the glue. And luckily, these two strands of beads were the exact perfect size to do the perimeter all the way around. So I didn't have to take any beads off, and I didn't have to like make it work. It wasn't too much work. It just all kind of fit in nicely. And as you can see, now it looks like a really pretty beaded framed circle. We're going to flip it over to the back side and add our candle holder. Again, just using some hot glue here. We're going to center it on the back. And here it is. You can leave it natural if that is more the look that you're going for, or if you really want this to look like one nice cohesive piece, you can take it outside and spray paint it. I really like this chalked spray paint. It's so much faster than going in with regular paintbrush and chalk paint. Gives it a couple coats and you get that nice chalky matte finish. So I did 2 coats on the back, flipped it over, and then we did 2 coats on the front. Definitely recommend spray painting, as if you have a bunch of beads like this, it's going to take a long time to get in between each one of them and all of those nooks and crannies. So some spray paint definitely makes this project go much quicker. Very, very pretty. You could also use this for a cake if you put a food safe plate down first and then put your cake on top of it. So that's another idea. Now I have a couple Easter ideas to share with you. We're going to start with one of these. They're called Color Your Own Ornaments, but they come in different shapes depending on the season that's out. And right now it's spring and Easter time. So I grabbed some of these wood carrots, cut out my son's name with some stencil material. We're going to apply this stencil onto our wood carrot, just like you would regular vinyl, where you use transfer tape. You will push it all down with a squeegee and then remove your transfer tape, and your stencil will now be applied to the carrot. So now we're going to cut off the top here because we're going to be adding something special that's going to really give this some character. So you want the green part of your carrot to be exposed, but it's not going to be green. We're actually going to use this really cool product called torch paste, which I'll link down below for you. If you like the wood burnt look, this is a fun way to do it. So we're going to take that torch paste, apply it onto where the green of the carrot would be, and also we're going to apply it over the stencil, over the name. You do want to make sure you do a very kind of sparse layer of this and kind of get off any excess, and then remove your stencil. Let that dry, and then you're going to come in with a heavy duty heat gun. So a regular heat gun for crafting may not be be powerful enough. You'll have to read the torch paste to see how many watts you need, but this one is a 1500 watt heat gun, which was super cheap from Harbor Freight, and it is a high powered one that is going to actually activate this torch paste and get it working. So as you can see, as you go over the torch paste, it is going to start torching your wood. I love the way this stuff works. It's like magic. So I will link that down below for you if you don't have a vinyl machine to make your own stencils. No problems. You can also find these awesome scorch markers where you can literally just color on wherever you want and write your own name and message or dates or personalization onto the wood, and then take your heat gun to it just like you would the paste, and you will get the same effect. So I will link both of those down below for you. Next, we're going to grab one of these Easter beaded garlands from Dollar Tree, which are super cute. They look like carrots, so I thought it would be a great pairing with our personalized wood carrot here. So I just took some of the beads off of one end and then just tied the carrot on there, and it makes for a really cute Easter basket tag. So obviously this is super cute for an Easter basket tag, but you could also restyle this and use it on a tiered tray, put your own saying on there. You could paint the carrot if you didn't want to do the wood burning, totally up to you, but I love adding that wood carrot onto the ends of these Dollar Tree wood bead garlands. Next, we're going to do something similar to that, but we're going to grab these heart chalkboard tags from Dollar Tree. We're going to take our spackling and we're going to cover up that hole, fill that in, let it dry. You can sand it if you didn't wipe it off in time like I did. And then we're going to paint this heart white. Now we're going to turn our heart upside down and actually drill another hole into it, but we're going to add it to the point of the heart. And it's going to be an upside down heart for us. Now we're going to take some markers and draw in some little bunny toes and bunny feet. I also decided to outline his feet so that they kind of were a little bit more defined. And we're going to make a garland with a bunny bum, I guess you can say this is. So we're going to take some pastel wood beads here, string them onto some jute, and then we're going to string our little heart onto one end. Once we get the knot tied, we're going to take some hot glue and a white pom-pom and put it over the hole. That's not only going to add a little cute bunny tail onto this design, but it's also going to hide the knot from the jute. So here is our cute little beaded garland with a bunny bum. There are so many wood bead projects you can do for Christmas time. I thought I would throw a couple in here. They are absolutely my favorite crafts to make is Christmas ones. You let me know what you enjoy crafting the most for what season or what holiday. Let me know down in the comments below. So this one, we're going to take our wood beads and add them to some string. This is just string I get from the automotive section at Dollar Tree, and make it as long as you want. We're going to turn this one into a cute little angel. Once we get our beaded garland beaded up as long as we want, we're going to then come in and add some wood wings. Now, I cut mine out with my X-Tool M1. I love that thing, and I'll link it down below for you. I'm pretty sure Cricut makers can cut wood, basswood out like this too, or I will have some linked down in the description box because you can find them on Etsy as well. So I just added this wood wing to this and then hot glued the bottom bead to the top. That's going to be our angel's head. And then go ahead and string up and knot up the other end so it stays nice and tight for you. And then the one other thing we're going to add to the other end with the wings are those really pretty antique bells. Now I found those at Hobby Lobby, but I'm pretty sure you can find them on Amazon too. So if I can find a link, I will link them down below for you. I'm using that same white string to just tie it onto the base of the wood wings, and that kind of gives our angel a little dress. So I made this for Christmas time, but I do think that this is one of those projects you could likely just keep up year round. I know some people have angel decorations, so this would be a great addition to that. So I actually found these mini wood bead wreaths during the fall time, and I stocked up on them so I could use them year round. We're actually going to turn these into ones that we can use for Christmas time. So I am going to be using some jingle bells, and instead of the little acorns that were hanging in the center of those, we're just going to cut those right out. We're going to string up some jingle bells in the center of these instead. So obviously these are pretty self-explanatory and quick and easy to do, and they turn out really cute in the end. But other ideas, you can add some fabric to the back side of these, printables to the back side of these, or even photos would be really pretty as a personalized wreath for your Christmas tree. I'm going to be using some wood beads for a couple different ways in this project. We're going to start with a wood scoop. Found this at Hobby Lobby. I will link it down below for you. And if you've never tried this faux snow, definitely another one of those things to grab from the craft store. If I can find it, I'll link it down below for you. We're going to add some of this textured snow to the bottom of our scoop. It's going to be snow. Using a popsicle stick helps, and before it dries, we are going to add a snowman. So these are wood beads that I found at Hobby Lobby during Christmas time that were already painted, already had the snowman design on them. You just kind of build it, and usually you add string in there, but I'm actually using some hot glue to glue my snowman together. Obviously, if you can't find this during Christmas time, because it's not Christmas time, you can also paint your beads and make your own. So I'm adding some hot glue to the back side of this, but it's just kind of squishing down into that textured snow paint. We're going to add some more of that paint to the bottom of him so it looks like he's sitting in snow. And then grabbing these wood beads from Dollar Tree, we're going to take that textured snow and we're going to paint some more of those beads so they look like snowballs. Once those dry, we are going to hot glue those to the top of our scoop. And last but not least, I just tied a loop with some jute, put a little knot at the bottom, cut off the excess, glued that to the top of the snowballs, and then glued a little bow onto the top of the scoop as well to make a cute addition to my tiered tray. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me your favorite heart emoji down in the comments below. I appreciate it so much, DIY friends. I'll have another affordable DIY video popping up on your screen. Go ahead and click which one is your favorite, and I will see you over there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a creative day.